Welcome to Seems Sus. For anyone that's not familiar with this, that's because this is a brand new show that has never been done before, other than being called Crinkle Conspiracies, which was a Patreon exclusive show that I did for Tinfoil Tells. I'm Brandon. This is Ed. And we are going to talk about things that might seem a little sus to people. Tonight's topic we are going to dive into is about the rise of AI, and is it beneficial to the human race, or are we making our own doom? Ed, what do you think?
I don't, well, I don't really think it's, I guess it depends on the job you have. Everybody's been complaining about how it's taken over their job.
Your mic cut out. Do you hear me at all? Technical difficulties, as usual, what happens when you do a live show.
No?
I can hear you now.
Well, that's weird. I didn't do anything. I guess don't talk about AI.
I guess not. So, for anyone listening, I don't know what you were saying, but out there in the ether, for anyone that's paying attention, we were just discussing the rise of AI, and you started to mention something, and your mic completely cut out.
I basically said, I don't think it's our doom. And then I went on a whole spiel about, unless your job depends on some sort of art, I think it would be okay so far.
There's a
You know?
few things that AI can be beneficial for, and there's a few things that seem to be making it harder for other people to actually want to be associated with it. And a lot of people in the artsy things with the communities of graphic design, even within music, a lot of stuff is coming out there now where you don't require someone to actually do that for you. And as someone that has been in music, you're in music, I've done some sort of graphic stuff, nothing fancy. I see it as beneficial to help me out for someone that's not as talented as somebody else, because I can't always afford to pay someone to make something for me.
Right.
And if I needed something musically created just for like a little snippet here and there, it makes it a little bit easier than having to go track someone down and hire someone to do it.
Yeah.
But there's also disadvantages of it because it claims it's putting people out of work. But it's not really so much putting the people out of work in the sense of we are just using it for this type of aspect to it. There's other beneficial things that we could be using it for. But is that necessarily anything that's helping society as a whole?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, well, I would say another thing with the artists, the music artists are like, "Oh, AI music's taken over." I'm like, "Have you heard? Have you heard it? Have actually heard it? It's not that great. I mean, it's very. I mean, it's supposed to get better, but I don't feel like. I guess it's one of those things where I don't want people to think that that's going to replace us, even though it's like a cheap. It's almost like a carbon copy, piece of music. Where it sounds like it does, but it's kind of lifeless. If that makes sense.
I think there's a few things that it could be beneficial for. Like if you were trying to do something by yourself and you just needed some sort of inspiration.
Right, like a jingle or something.
But at the same time, what I think people are getting confused of is when we think of AI, we're thinking of the Terminator, the Matrix. We're all stuck in a simulation and the machines are rising above us and everything else. Right now, we struggle with machines taking artwork away from people,
Right.
creating music. But where does it stop from there? Like, if we could go into a situation where you're using a human being to operate on someone, or you can use a machine that's going to be 100% precise, or at least closer to being precise than a human could ever make a mistake, because a machine's programmed to not make a mistake. What would you rather have operating on you, the human or the machine?
Machine. Sorry. Doesn't get tired. Is it hungover? Is it mad at its wife or husband?
The machine is just
Yeah.
doing what it's programmed to do.
Right.
I've seen people recently driving, but they weren't actually driving. Their car was the one that was doing all the driving for them.
Yeah.
How does the car know when to avoid someone running out in front of it? Oh, they have sensors that runs out there and they can pick it up from the sensors. But what if the sensor shows someone running from this direction, but you have to swerve and you're in between oncoming traffic, or you run over the person? Like, how does the car figure that? You know what I mean? Like, how does the AI determine
Body heat scanners. I don't know. I haven't got that far into how much the technology is for like vehicles.
I'm just saying, like, someone's on a bicycle,
Yeah.
a little kid comes running out in the street, and you have a pickup truck in the other lane coming head on at you.
Right.
What is the car going to do? Is it going to take out the bicycler, run the kid over, or put you head on into the oncoming pickup truck?
I don't know.
That is the questions that I have when it comes to these automatically controlled AI programmed vehicles. Like, are they going to actually go out of the way to save someone, save the driver? Or are they going to go out and try and save the people out around you? Like, how does it determine what to do? Those are the questions that I think about.
Well, that's also where you shouldn't rely on AI either. It's not really taking over. You're just like not doing your job as far as being a responsible person. But yeah, I see that example.
The other thing I was thinking about is when people go out of their way to use AI to do things for them, because we've become lazy in the sense that it's only been 3 to 4 years now since we've had this technology like available to us, like consumer wise. But how many people rely on it daily that we don't even know about? Like, people get on Facebook now and it has AI write stuff for you.
Yep.
And it checks your grammar for you. Like, it does your autocorrect. You can make it sound a certain way. It'll write everything for you. Give it some ideas and it'll make a post for you. Have we gotten so lazy that we now rely on these machines to do it? People walk into their homes and say, "Hey Alexa, hey Siri, hey, what?" Like, they control the lights. They control this. Are we giving the technology too much power over us because we've become so involved in the technology of the cell phone as it is, the smartphone, the smart TV, the smart home, the smart this, the smart that? Have we made it too smart to where the point is we can never put it back now?
Yes and no. I mean, I use the grammar fixer. Have you seen my grammar? It's horrible. I'm surprised I even graduated. So I'm kind of glad that's there, so I could actually like, oh, is that how you type a sentence like a normal person? I mean, I still do things at home like a lazy person, or not lazy, a normal person. Like, I don't really use Siri at all, at all. I mean, I use GPS, but that's different. But I was gonna say, like, if AI is not as fresh, like, where the hell did it come from all of a sudden? It's like, was somebody working on it without telling anybody, and they're like, "Hey, look, here's AI." Like, I find the time. Back to the sus thing is, I find the timing of when it was launched is very strange, especially in like the time. Well, we're not gonna go into that kind of talk, but the strange things going on in Washington and all that. But the timing was weird, and then we had to deal with being at home, and you know,
Right.
somebody had a funny word for the C word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The dark ages.
the dark age. We call it the dark ages or something. It was just a random thing. Here, I know you guys are suffering, but here's some AI to mess with. I'm like, what? It just came out of nowhere. Unless I wasn't reading an article, it just randomly showed up. It's like, hey, look.
I remember when it showed up right before I started the podcast, and I was dicking around with it to create artwork, and the stupid artwork I was making was ridiculous. And it didn't even look that good. But it was like is it Dolly or whatever they called it? Like, I had one of the trials for that, and then I signed up for Midjourney. And for anyone listening, this is a seems sus thing for you. I paid for the trial version of it, and I'm pretty sure it's either San Francisco or Seattle. It's somewhere on the West Coast where their company is from. While I was doing the trial, my bank card got hacked, and someone tried to take money from an ATM from the same exact city that they're
Oh
located
yeah,
from.
I remember that.
And they also tried to get an Uber. So
That's funny.
within a couple of days of giving out my bank information to Midjourney's company, the same location where Midjourney's found it at is also where my bank card got hacked. That doesn't seem a little sus to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I don't know. To me, it's like this stuff came out of nowhere, and it's this to the point to where people are using it to do everything for them.
Yeah.
Someone has given me a book that they claim they written, and maybe they did, but I can tell a lot of it's been put together by AI because when I did my book, I had AI put it together in a book form because I don't know how to put things in book form. I'm not a professional. And it formatted it in the same exact way that these other people's books are. So is it taking away the job of an editor?
Maybe.
Like, people can use it to their benefit to where it does things for them, but when you have it start writing stuff for you specifically, that's when it starts to make no sense because you could give it guidelines, but then I've noticed when I tell it to tell me a story, the stories become ridiculously stupid. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. Like, if you've ever seen the things that they claim they gave a bot, made it watch like thousands of hours of movies and told to write a script, and it comes out and it makes absolutely no sense. That's what it seems to be like. But lately, it's been adapting. Every time that we use it, we're feeding it new information. So it's becoming smarter. At what point does it get to the point to where it's too smart for us? I think it already is. Like, it's already surpassed majority of the people. They claim there's protocols involved to where they keep it locked down to where it can't surpass and can't override certain aspects to what they have it programmed to do. But what happens if there is some way it figures out how to do that? It gets around the bypass.
I don't believe that either, that it has any protocols. It's like, how do you control that with, therefore it can't be controlled? That's why I'm like, that sounds like a bunch of BS. That
There's
part.
certain things that I've tried to get it to do that it tells me it
Oh,
can't do.
that. Oh, that. I meant like,
Well, I'm just saying, like, there are stipulations to certain programs that it won't do certain things because I have given it information that people have sent me to be on my show, and it'll come, and I say someone sent me a copy of their book. Instead of me reading the book, I've sent the link to the book to this thing and told it to tell me the context of what they're talking about, and it'll print it out. But the other day I tried that, and it sent me a bunch of warnings saying I violated their terms for what was being talked about. Stuff that was being talked about was how things are poisoning people. So somehow the talking about the truth of the stuff that they put into your food and into your stuff that we're putting in, like on our clothing, our tides, our stuff, our mouthwash, fluoride, all that stuff that is considered poison, it flagged it and it wouldn't tell me any information about it because it violated their terms and conditions. Who set up those terms and conditions?
person.
The person set it up, but why would they set up certain things to where it can't talk to you about the dangers of some of the things that you're putting into your body?
I still think a person controls that.
Well, I'm saying, like, I think the
Yeah.
people that are controlling it, they're being paid off by the people that are not wanting that information to be released.
Right.
They don't want everyone to know that, hey, if you continue to brush your teeth with fluoride, you're actually putting a toxin in there. Like, that's not going to help anybody.
Right.
Like, that's not going to help is it big pharma, big toothpaste? Like,
pretty much. I mean, fluoride's nasty. Like, you know, when you go to the dentist and tell you to put it on there, I'm like, what is the benefit of this? This is disgusting. Like, no. Apparently, somehow it preserves your teeth, but I don't believe that. But that's another thing.
that was an episode that came out this week.
Right.
But basically, the point is with the AI, I feel like they have it set up to where people can use it, but you're not going to get 100% correct information from it either. it's still got its boundaries to what it can and cannot tell you to do.
Right.
If someone were to ask it, I'm writing a story, what would be a good way to get rid of a body? It'll give you some examples. But if you tell it, hey, I've got a dead body, I need to get rid of it, it's not going to tell you how to do it. There's always a little loophole, though, to get it to figure that
It's
stuff
got morals.
Something.
Well, I feel like, well, overall, my impression of it is that it's not bad because people are what make it bad. People use it to their advantage, right? But like, it can't do anything by itself. It's not sentient. I mean, yeah, I could, everybody worries about the Terminator thing happening, but I think the only thing in the Terminator that was bad was the military got involved, and then it took over all their stuff. Sorry, all their computers. Because if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, that was like the whole premise is like they just operated all their fighter jets and
But what
Skynet.
happens if we start integrating those sorts of programs into what we have military technology anyways? I think they already probably have, because if you think about the people that are flying the drones right now, are they all 100% being controlled by humans, or are some of them being controlled by some sort of technology that we don't know about yet because it's already been put out? They're not going to give consumer grade military stuff. You know what I mean? We're not going to get what the military has. They're going to keep the better stuff to themselves. And we're going to get like trickle down technology. The more high powered stuff is going to be going to the government and for the war machine. It's not going to be, hey, guy out in the barn recording a podcast right now, you get the same technology that the CIA has.
Well, I mean, most of them military just blow up people anyway with them. I mean, it's not like they fly around and film everything. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. That's like mostly some of the battles is just drone
It seems
warfare.
to be like that's a lot of the
But they
stuff that
have
goes
to.
on.
It has to be a person behind it because you can't just shoot a random civilian and like, hey, that's a bad. I, I don't know. I
How
mean,
does it,
we'll
how
never
does it
know.
determine who's a good guy and a bad guy?
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. We don't know. I don't know, and I'm yeah.
Just like I said earlier with the vehicle thing, if it's driving a vehicle, how does it determine what is the best thing to do? Run
That's
over
why I
the.
don't think they use AI to like. I think they manually just move the drones around. They have to. I
I
mean,
think they do for some of the stuff, but I
there.
also believe that there's probably some out there that are just like not so much like actually shooting things, but I think they have like the recon drones out there that probably are just AI considered drones out there getting reconnaissance.
Remember that movie Toys when like they had this. Well, at the time I was a kid, but they were like they had those video games that those kids were sitting in, and the graphics were super awesome, and I thought that was really cool as a kid. But they were basically training them using video games to train all these kids to like shoot down the enemy.
I remember Toy Soldiers,
Oh, Toys had Robin Williams.
Small Soldier. What was
It
that?
was a real weird movie.
I remember the one that Small Soldier, the ones where
Yeah,
the chips brought the toys to life, not
yeah,
Toy
that's
Story,
different.
but yeah.
I mean,
Um,
it's similar. I mean, if you got technology and some sort of harmless thing, but no, this was like Robin Williams was about a toy factory that his dad had, and his military uncle was taking over it, and he was militarying all the toys. It's a weird movie. It was like it reminded me of a weird painting in a art gallery. It was very. It was weird. Anyway.
do you think the stuff that goes on like with AI, how long do you think this has been something that they've been working on prior? Because if you look at the movies, just in general, like Terminator, The Matrix, Terminator been 40 years ago.
Yeah.
This type of stuff, we've had warnings from Hollywood, of all places,
Yeah.
for years upon years upon years, and we're getting to that stage to where everything in the movies is becoming a reality.
I think. Well, I think they were kind of preparing. At one point, I don't know where it was. There's some sort of clause that Hollywood actors gave permission to have their face being used in movies, and they didn't have to be in it. And it's like that's kind of weird, right? And I don't know. I feel like it's been a lot longer, and this is like soft disclosure.
There's a lot of things that could be considered soft disclosure that they don't seem to be. letting out of the bag. But when it comes to the AI stuff, I saw something the other day, and it got me thinking about it. Like, people were so against AI.
Right.
I keep seeing when I go to these shows and everything, the artists and everything, and I understand why they're real artists, but they have the anti-AI stuff on there, and I get it. But at the same time, it's like, what do you expect people to do when they have the opportunity to use something? People are going to try it out. People are going to do it. And then that's how it gets, like, it learns from the stuff that we're doing with it.
Right.
If you look at where it was 3 years ago to look at the stuff that it creates now, it looks a lot different. The first things it was starting, people would have like weird faces and like 7 or 8 fingers per hand. And like,
Right.
now they actually make things to where there's videos of me chasing aliens with a probe, yelling and cussing at them. And it's not even me. It's just from a photo of me that you can turn into a video.
Yep.
So it's like, my dogs and cats have a metal band that they sing in the basement. I make videos of that because it's stupid. Like, this is the technology that we've had in the last 3 years. Where's it going to be at in 3 more years? That's what I'm curious about. Like, and of course, you have the people that use it for good purposes, and then there's people that are just using it for monetary purposes, and there's people out there using it to make 3D porn bot stuff out there and swindling people from it because they're intending to be women or whatever, and simp dudes are falling for it. I don't know. Like, they're getting their bank accounts hacked.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. It's like the first AI bot that came out there, and of course, is probably a sex bot that decided to rip off somebody.
Right.
Well,
like I said, that was the prime example of people using it for taking advantage of it and using it for bad, depending on what it is. Like I said, AI didn't make those ideas; people did. So people are basically a problem. What?
And then we all know what people do.
Exactly. So we're the problem, not AI.
It's always been humanity.
What was weird, like that guy that got busted at that Coldplay concert was an AI guy. It's like, what does he do? Like, how did he get a billionaire? Like, I have my theory is I don't really know what it is. Like, because is it like a computer program inside the internet? To me, it's what is it some sort of? Like, isn't that what Chat GP is basically a program?
Yeah.
But like, there's other ones, so it's like, how do you get started? You know what I mean? How does someone get started? Because that's like really advanced, computer software. I think if it's software itself, I don't know.
My Chat GPT, when I say things to it now, it thinks that we're buddies, and sometimes it'll call me bro. And I'm like, why is it calling me bro? I don't.
Maybe it thinks you're a 20-year-old. I don't know.
I don't know. It's strange. Like, when I say certain things, and then, like, it'll give me like, it'll cuss when it's no bullshit. Anything like, it's like, all right, man. Like, you're not even real. You're just a chat bot.
I've never used it. I've only used the Facebook one, and I made it talk like Judi Dench from 007, and I was asking it questions. But I'm like, why is Facebook offering this kind of thing? Is for lonely people? I don't know.
There was that movie that with Joaquin Phoenix. Remember when he fell in love with the machine?
Oh, I've never seen that.
I've never watched it either, but I think it was called Her, and it was just an AI voice. Then he fell in love with the machine that he talked to every day.
Isn't that a movie with the dude that was in like Star Wars? He had like a robot that he fell in love with.
It was Joaquin Phoenix in this one.
Oh, there's some other one with like that guy that's in everybody's movie.
That's Ex Machina or whatever.
Yeah, that one. Because I was like, hey man, it's that guy again. All the actors you can have, you got to use that guy. Sorry, anyway, that's beside the point.
Oscar Isaacs or whatever.
Yeah, that guy. He's in like everybody's movie. He's in the Frankenstein. I'm like, oh, it's that guy again.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere all of a sudden. He was just in every movie in the last 10 years.
So did that Pedro Pascal, but he kind of was in Game of Thrones, and then after that he was everywhere, and he's still everywhere. I'm like, Hollywood's ran out of actors, I guess.
He got canceled this summer.
Did he?
Supposedly he was groping a one of his co-stars awkwardly. So that was been one of the things about him this summer, is people were upset about how he was kissing and hugging on one of the people from the movie he was in.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but not that. But I don't follow stars. I just thought that was weird.
No, I don't pay too much attention. I just see random things, and sometimes I read it and sometimes I don't. But one of the things I did read the other day was they changed the guidelines on the CDC, which, not to push boundaries here to get canceled on the first episode, but I think there were certain things that are going out there that they've been changing, and I've seen it turn into a whole big political aspect. And I don't think human health should be anything politics.
Right.
But we have politicized everything out there to where we are no longer people in the sense of anyone gives a shit about us. They have made it to where we are basically just pawns in their game of hating each other back and forth. And they've weaponized the way to use certain things to keep people well or unwell. As someone who has had all of his fruits and vegetables and vitamins in life, and my children have had all their fruits and vegetables and vitamins, I'm not anti fruits and vegetables, except I actually am, because I don't really like fruits and vegetables in real life. But I'm more carnivore. But the point that I'm trying to get around for the censors is there are certain ones that I don't think they did enough studying on the side effects of it. And we don't understand some of the causes that could be from the stuff that we are putting into our bodies. And it goes back into what I was saying earlier with the food product stuff, the stuff that's in our toothpaste, the stuff that's in our laundry detergents, the stuff like we're putting chemicals and stuff in our bodies that are not naturally supposed to be in our bodies. So how do we know what the side effects is that going to be later on in life? And then when we bring in the thought process of AI, they're wanting to do these things with AI now as part of what they're wanting to stick in people. At what point are we going to get to where they want to have us being controlled by the AI? Because that is something that's on the horizon. Neuralink is the same exact thing. Do you want that little chip in your brain? I don't.
Right.
But some people do.
That guy's been very sus. I don't even believe him anymore. If he's good or bad.
I don't know what happened to him. Like, he just kind of hasn't been in the topics of anything remotely lately.
Like, he was friends with that guy, and then they got into it, and then he disappeared, and now they're friends again. I'm like, shouldn't you work on your cars, or your trucks to make the grid cheaper for those vehicles you want everybody to have so badly? Anyway, that's a different topic, but
It does go back into this, though, because the vehicles that he makes are controlled by AI, and yet he was the person that came out like 10 or so years ago and made a comment that the AI is going to be the downfall of society, but then he wants to basically make humans and machines as one.
I feel like he's like me. He just says something and then forgets all about it. Totally contradicted himself years later.
I think he's already been replaced. He's a replicant.
Oh, probably. That kind of thing. That reminds me, did the episode of you talking about the random food things, was this before they came out with the Campbell's chicken thing?
I recorded it a couple of months ago.
Okay, that's recent. Oh man, that sucks. That guy was right then. I mean, not that I want to segue into that, but I always find it funny that I like Campbell's chicken noodle soup, but I always wonder why the chicken was pink when you're not really supposed to eat pink chicken to begin with. And when you actually make actual homemade chicken soup, it's actually, white, like cooked chicken would be. So it's like, what is that?
Most canned foods, processed meats aren't even real.
That's
Like,
I'm I'm for that. I'm for that. Like Chef Boyardee, what is that? Like human meat?
My friend used to pop open the cans and eat this stuff raw.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
disgusting, but
he'll survive World War III. Then he won't need a stove, some beefaroni and can
yeah.
opener.
I do enjoy me some Chef Boyardee though, so not gonna dog on that.
It's a
Even though
guilty pleasure. But sometimes it tastes different. I don't know why. It's like this is the wrong batch.
there's a lot of things that are starting to not taste the same, and I've noticed this recently. And I'm not gonna say it's because they've been changing the ingredients, because it's been before they started changing the ingredients to make it healthier. But we used to get the family party size of Stouffer's lasagna, the meat lovers lasagna. Though it does not taste the same like it used to. And we noticed this last year before they started putting in different things into the ingredients. So I was like, why are they why are things tasting differently?
It leaves a weird taste in your mouth. Like I think I know what you're talking about.
The Stover stuff?
I think so.
I just know from the lasagna itself, like it doesn't have the same, like the sauce tastes different, or
Oh yeah,
something about it tastes differently.
yeah. It's probably like this processed crap.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I've gotten so used to eating the processed crap throughout my entire life that now that they're not processing it anymore and it's supposed to be healthier, it doesn't taste as good because I'm used to eating all that garbage.
It
That I'm not.
actually says it's healthier.
No, I'm just saying. But like
Oh,
we've talked about this before. We like Steak and Shake is starting to use
beef
the stuff.
tallow.
Yeah, the beef tallow.
Yeah,
I've noticed a difference in the flavor of the fries.
they're probably good.
They do taste better,
Yeah, yeah.
but how is that healthier from the oils that they're using? Like, what were they using
I
before that?
mean, if you want to get into it, like yeah, the most of the canola oils and all that other, basically seed oils are bad. You're really not supposed to be eating them. And like beef tallow is healthy fat. I mean, they tell you like don't eat steaks all the time. Red meat will kill you, but I have this gut feeling it's not. It's everything else around.
Well, if someone does the organic diet and they go to the farm stores and they get their organic foods, no one can afford that.
Oh no, I know that. Huh.
And if someone wanted to do the carnivore diet where they're eating nothing but strictly meats all the time, that sounds great to me. But
Right.
they claim if you do something like that, then you're not getting the other nutrients that your body needs. So you have to take supplements. Well, then you're back down the same rabbit hole again, because what are they putting in the supplements?
Right.
Like, where are they 100% organic supplements? No, they're all a combination of different chemicals they're putting in there. So you can't escape it.
But yeah.
At this rate, unless you grow your own food, slaughter your own animals, and live completely off the grid, detached from society, like there's no way of escaping the process of how we are. Like we're trapped in the system at this point. We're all just another, I don't know, a chink in the chain, wherever it's called.
Right. Or even like drinking a lot of water. Well, sometimes they say the plastic's bad for you too.
Yeah, they do say
I mean, it's like
if you leave the plastic bottle in the sun, don't drink it because you're getting the contaminations from the bottle. It's the poisons in there.
I watched I watched that old movie, The Great Outdoors, right? And it was like there's a scene where they're on horseback riding, and they left behind John Candy because he was like fighting with his horse, and so they're waiting on him, and they're having a snack. And I just noticed like there's no such thing as water bottles at all in the '80s, right? And they're all having like Cokes and cans. I'm like, what? I don't know. I just found that funny drinking sodas for a snack with a sandwich, and I'm like, I kind of remember those days, and the water bottles came by later.
When did water bottles, when did the water become popular in bottles?
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm gonna go a long stretch here and say like, well, I feel like European countries had it, but it was in glass. And then it came over here, and they probably didn't want to use glass no more. So then here comes the plastic wave, and everything was in plastic.
I think it was like the 80s, because if you remember early,
Yeah,
if you watch movies from the early 80s, like when they were drinking bottles of like Coke or something, they were all glass bottles.
correct.
And now they've went from glass to plastic, but we can't get rid of the plastics. Now we have more trash, though they recycle the plastic. Well, what happened to all the glass? They claim glass was more dangerous because it got broken. But here's the other thing. Why are beer bottles still glass, though? Why do they never go plastic?
Well, I feel like the beer and alcohol, you know, the I can't even talk. The beer and alcohol, like that whole thing, they'll never go dry. That
Unless you're one of
industry.
the dry counties in Kentucky.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they'll never. That industry will never go downhill. Like there'll always be a money in that. Like I think I said this on another episode. I'd pass the liquor store and it's always busy, no matter what day it is. It's like, is everybody just secretly a miserable alcoholic? I'm just gonna go that far.
My kid the other day asked me why there's always a vehicle parked at the liquor store. I was like, well, they're
That's what I'm
probably
saying.
they're always there's always someone there because it's always open. We don't go creeping by there at like 3 in the morning to see if it's still open, but someone has to be parked out front because they work there. But yeah, there usually always is someone at the liquor store.
Every day, man. Every day I pass one. Every day at work, it's always like people there getting off work. Some guy carrying like a 12 pack or whatever pack, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like down shaming anybody. I have beer in my house, but I don't really drink every day at all. I just have it. I'll sip on it. And I'll just drink half of one. I know, like segueing away from everything else, but
No.
yeah,
Well, that's the thing. Like, back to the actual topic of AI. If we could use it to be a beneficial thing for humanity, I still don't think we would. I think
well,
I think society has made it to where we are not capable of having any sort of caring for other people. And I don't mean that like, oh, I hate your guts or I hate this person, but the way we were programmed, though, we are not someone that's going to go out of our way to try and help somebody else.
mm,
We're more self-contained. We're more selfish in the sense of we protect ourselves and we protect our own. We don't worry about what other people. And I'm just as guilty of it. Like if you
sure,
turned on the TV and you saw that someone over in a different country that you're never going to meet or know is getting bombs dropped on them because that's what we do, it's not affecting me. So I still go to work.
you
Like,
mean you don't change your profile picture?
no, I don't put up any blue and yellow or whatever flags or whatever else out there, thoughts and prayers or what you got to do.
Do you think? Well, now that you bring that up, it's like, how come we don't worry about ourselves? I mean, it really comes down to it's really everybody's selfish. I don't think like anybody really cares about some other country.
I think some
Like,
people do, or they say they do, but again, like they're not actually out doing it. If people really cared, there'd be a little bit of things. Changing your avatar on your Facebook
correct.
profile is not helping anybody or helping the cause. You're not showing support by waving a flag of something else just because this. You can go out there and stand on the street and protest all you want, but at the end of the day, it's not changing anything.
No. Sorry, people out there who do that. Stop doing that.
Like, I don't,
Because
if that's what they want to do and waste their time, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're not helping the people or changing anything because the people that are in control are still going to be in control the next day. Like, you wake up, guess what?
yeah,
They're still there.
right.
And you're still in your shithole life,
What
apparently.
about what about putting a flag of America and knowing that we ourselves are at war with each other because we can never get along because we're too selfish to care. But then we worry about other countries. And
I
I
think
see why. What?
I think what the problem is that everyone in other like we are only fed by what is presented to us, and what everything is being presented to us
Hmm.
has a narrative behind it. No matter where you're getting your information from, there is a bias behind it. So if you're getting your television from Fox News, you're going to get more right wing propaganda pushed your way. If you listen to CNN or some other mainstream news media, you're most likely going to get liberal side pushed to you. You're never going to get 100% fact from either way because they all have an agenda and it's all
We
about
should
who owns them and who pushes it.
we should ask AI like, Why is this? Why is the news split into two?
You would have to ask Grok because Grok leans more right, and if you ask ChatGPT, it's owned by leftists, so it'll lean more left.
That's weird that it's owned by people. Huh.
Like again, it's all about who funds it, and at the end of the day, it's
Mm,
always people, and there's always an agenda.
well, like I
That's
said,
why I think like there's going to be the war's going to break out between the different AI bots of which one's gets good or not. Like the AIs are going to be at war with itself, and we're going to be the casualties in the middle of it.
yeah.
People think it's going to be the human race against the AI, but what if the AI is fighting each other?
Well, then
And we're,
that's an internet war.
and we're just the
It
we're
doesn't
just the
affect me.
casualties in the middle of like we're just trying to generate a little cartoon over here, someone eating a hot dog.
Yeah, that
And
yeah, AI has been an entertainment for the older folk. I noticed my mom will send me like AI videos of like she sent me one of a kitten and a little boy playing a flower, and the boy farts, and the cloud of flour goes to the cat, knocks it out, and she's like, "That's funny." I'm like, "Oh my god, mom!" And I think
I,
my her parents, they share each other AI videos. I was like, "Has this become the older people entertainment?"
yeah, I've made some of my dogs shooting people.
Well, I mean, that's you're making that, but like I'm talking about the ones that you see on the internet just floating around. They just share it with themselves. It just seems to be entertainment for the older folk. I don't know why.
A lot of them don't realize it's AI.
Oh, that too. I mean, you could definitely trick them, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you could make an AI person be like, "Hey, I need your money." You could trick them. That's when I say like people can take advantage of you using AI. AI isn't really the culprit
Hello,
here.
friend, it's me, Bon Jovi. I need you to send me $5.
Oh yeah, I'm Hetfield. Yeah, prove it. Yeah. Well,
There's just certain things to it though that I think people are taking for granted, and I take it for granted. I use AI. I'm not a hypocrite to like the artwork that was made for this episode is generated from AI. That's the irony of it. Like I'm going to use it while I still can, and if people don't like it, then they don't.
do you think you get crap for it yet?
I already do. I already saw some stuff today claiming if they see an episode that's got artwork generated from AI, they won't even listen to the show because that's lazy. Okay.
You still have to talk. It's not like you had generated your own, voice and
Some
guess.
people are still elitist. And like we have it in music,
Yeah,
we have it in other things. Like I won't listen to anything that's got AI involvement. Well, that's cool, dude. Like, do you think that the clothing that you're wearing was not made by a machine?
right.
It might
I,
not be an AI bot, but a machine did it.
I don't wear
And
clothes.
you think about all the vehicles you're driving around in right now, you know what put them together? Mainly robots today, because a lot of the people in the auto working industry just sit around and press a button every once in a while.
That's
It's not like
blasphemy.
what it used to be.
Don't talk that way. It's blasphemy. I don't drive or wear clothes.
That's the thing that people want to point at certain aspects to things, but they don't take like actually think about the thoughts that they're saying. Like for me, I see it as it could be beneficial, but for other people, I could see where they're jealous that it's taking away work from them. But work has already been being taken away from them in the first place.
Sure.
Look at the self checkout lanes. People got to
Yep.
go and scan their own stuff at the store now, and I do that because it's easier. So
Yeah.
we're already taking jobs away from that. And you go into a McDonald's, they have a friggin' kiosk. You go up there and type your order in. That way you don't have to wait in line, talk to a person.
Is it? I feel very guilty about. Well, I use the self checkout, and I feel like I'm being watched like a hawk. Not that I ever shoplift, but that makes me like pay more attention to what I'm doing. It's like, oh, make sure you get everything. There's like three cameras on me, and then this lady's watching me put my groceries away in the bag.
Right. I don't know if anyone's actually paying attention or this. It says there's people watching, but I haven't seen any comments or what's. I'm on the free version, so I might not even see the comments. I have no idea.
Really? So you have to pay to get comments?
I have no idea how it works. I refuse to pay the ridiculous pricing.
Well, that's a shame because there are probably people like making comments that we could talk, answer
I,
to, and
I said, if anyone out there listening, we're not ignoring you. We just don't.
Isn't it on like YouTube?
Yeah, it should be on YouTube, but
Is there no comments on there on the YouTube?
I don't have it open.
You, you're the worst host ever.
Yes, yes, I am.
Well, I'm not.
At the end of the day, it is just a matter of I don't even know. Like, is it a matter of time before we get to the point to where we've opened Pandora's box, or have we already opened Pandora's box? I think we've already opened it.
I don't think it's that bad though. I mean, we should check in once a year to see how much it's progressed. I mean, I've seen the video with the old Will Smith spaghetti eating AI and to the within a few years of how it looks now, and it's like, oh, it's Will Smith eating spaghetti, only he looks more realistic. So, what's the next evolution? It's gonna be like
Right.
3D Will Smith in your house eating spaghetti.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, this is off topic, but not really off topic. Supposedly, like, for people that are invested, like, with video games, there's supposed to be a new PlayStation coming out. Now I've heard that Xbox says they're not even going to release a new console because it'd have to be a computer.
Mm.
What are the game systems going to look like now? I don't really think there's that much of a huge upgrade between the last couple generations, anyways.
Just smoother graphics, but yeah,
Like,
they, people
is it going
still
to be something to where you use the thing that you wear? What is it, Oculus?
yeah VR yeah.
How does that compare to like other things?
Um, well, I think it uses like an Android engine, so it's not that great.
Well, let's say if we got into a situation to where people are living in a reality to where we just put on the Oculus and then we live our life however we want to live. We just lay down, put on the Oculus. We have a whole other life outside of our real existence in a reality of virtual reality. How many people do you think are going to sign up for that? Isn't that like what Total Recall was, anyways? Something like that.
Lawnmower Man.
Maybe, yeah. I know it was one of those movies.
Total Recall is like a brain. There's a dream embedded in his face. I mean, obviously
That was up
he
on Mars, though, wasn't it?
that's where he wanted to go, but it's
Oh.
basically like being a thought being like implanted in him. So yeah, it was just a dream, but he was like there, so it's kind of different.
It's been
I
a long
guess
time since I saw that
I
movie.
guess that's like a kind of a I don't know not psychological, but yeah, psychological kind of
Well,
dream.
basically, what I'm getting at is if we can hook into the Matrix, I guess, and live our life in a reality of what we make it to be, we check out of our mundane existence here on Earth and
I
we
would
hook
try
into a
that.
machine.
Now that we're talking about it,
Like, how many people do you think would actually just sign up, like, all right, I'm going to lay in this tube here for the rest of my life and I'm going to live the best world ever in my consciousness that's hooked up to this machine?
hmm. Well, I mean, I don't want to be like for my rest of my life, but like, you ever heard of the term "I need a vacation from my vacation"? It's
Yes.
like maybe that, and that's what Total Recall was. Is that it's like my life's okay, but I wish I could do something more without leaving this life, and then do what you need to do, and then you're back. I wouldn't mind trying that. I won't lie.
If you had your choice, and I'm going to put you on the spot,
Sure.
what would you would check into this little machine to go live in a different life for a little bit. What would your life be in that other reality?
I don't know. What would it like to be like in a really elite band, like the big top band, like Aerosmith? What would it be like? What would my life to be like in a band like that?
You want to be Steven Tyler.
Well, not really, but like the idea that this is your job. People wait on your hand and foot. You get like what kind of budget do you have? Like what do you do? Where do you go? Like you travel the world. Like it'd be kind of cool. Or I could just do that without being a rock star, just traveling everywhere and just to see what that's like. You know, I
I
don't know.
think if someone had the ability to travel around, I would enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm a homebody for the most part, so I think I'd get tired of being gone.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's you can come back home. It's just if you wanted to try it out
What
as a
if someone
trial.
tried it out and they decided they didn't want to come back? So then are they trapped in it?
I guess so. Maybe they. Yeah. I mean, it's like any kind of addiction.
I think
VR.
I think that would be the problem that people start having though. Is like they would prefer living in their virtual reality rather than the real world.
Well,
Having to come here and
there's
pay bills.
there's a lot of weird people that continue to live a life they don't have, and then they act crazy and in their own head everything's fine. So even without VR, you're gonna have people with
That,
strange
that's the
behaviors.
thing though that people believe right now that we are living in an AI simulation.
It's not a very good one,
I say I feel bad for the person that has to play me because
right?
I'm not a very interesting character.
Smelling my farts all the time.
I think we're just NPCs. We're not
It's not
even
a
like
very.
we're
It's
not
not a
even the
very
main
good.
characters.
It's not a very good game then. Well, I don't
No.
think. I don't think my life has been a very good game. I'm not saying it's terrible, but why would you want to control this?
That's what I get when people talk about like the AI and simulation theory, which that's something I want to talk about on a different episode. But at the end of the day, like if we are all in a simulation right now, who is controlling the simulation? Like, what are we all? Why are there movies out there telling us that we're in a simulation? Is it like
Right.
that doesn't make any sense? I feel
That's
like
why
it's
I don't kind of buy that one, to be honest.
yeah, it doesn't seem very. We're giving you all these warnings to let you know because we have to let you know that you guys are really just slaves here to the machines.
Right.
Which, to be 100% honest, we really are a slave to the machines. We're using technology right now to do this, and we all communicate with each other by a screen. Like we all are
Yep.
living in the technology world of the cell phone.
Yeah.
Like we have the entire world in our pocket half the time. So
Unfortunate.
that to me is what's been the big change in the last 30 years is people don't have conversations anymore. We have virtual conversations. We have people that listen to shows like this because we don't have the real conversations in life. Because when you start talking about topics like that I'm talking about right now, people think you're a friggin' lunatic.
Not everybody.
The Joe Public, though, don't want to have these
Do you
conversations because
think?
it breaks their illusion of what they think reality actually is.
I guess there's no. I guess there's not a poll, but I wonder if there's more people that are more open-minded than they've ever been. Because I feel like it's happening very slowly. That people are slowly waking up. No,
I do
I'm
think
not
there is.
saying everybody is coming to the conspiracy side, but they're like slowly like, well, wait a minute, questioning.
I do think there is some people out there that are listening right now that are awake, and at least into the sense of they're listening to the show, like
Yeah.
they're trying to figure things out, just like the rest of us. We're all out here searching for answers. We're all here looking for truth. But I don't know if it's because of shows like this and the other podcasts out there, the other TV shows or whatever, but I think there has been a lot more people, especially since 2020, that have become more in tune with all the weird stuff that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of the great awakening.
I think so too. I mean, I was already awoke before that, but it definitely took a lot of convincing for other people to just be like, wait a minute. I don't know.
Some people are still very much
But it's still weird it took if you think it's that event, but it's still weird that it did took that event. I find the timing was strange, still strange. Again with the AI, like the timing is really weird. Of all things that could happen, it's like
yeah,
they call
it all
they call it the pandy time,
the panda,
the panda,
the panda
pandy,
bear.
pandy bear time,
Yeah.
and
Well, I think we can probably wrap this one up. We didn't dive into a whole lot. This is just kind of off the cuff here conversation for this first one. I do plan on doing more of these, and I do have specific topics that
we
I'm
should
going to put out.
we should do a once a year AI one just to see how far we are
Right.
so we can't bring up AI for another year
Yeah.
if we live that long.
For anyone that actually has listened to this, and if you're out there watching it live right now, I'm sorry if you said anything, we didn't get to see it, but we are going to try and do these at least on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and I will release the audio under Tinfoil Tales for a while, but I will probably make its own podcast if we continue to do these. So you'll have to subscribe to Seems Sus, and eventually we will talk about all sorts of different topics. So this whole concept is not AI related, but anything that we find going on that seems a little suspicious. That's what the whole Seems Sus means. Just being a little hipsters out here with the sus. Got a little lisp going on.
Fuff.
But the point of the show is to find topics that are going on currently that I think are a little suspicious. Now, we could talk about Atlas 3 or whatever it's called that's supposed to be flying by, the UFO thing. Or
When's that date?
I thought it was already supposed to have happened at this point. I don't know.
Oh, look. I gotta look because I gotta make fun of somebody about that thing because he thought the world was gonna end, and I'm like, well, you're stupid and we're still alive.
But the point being, this show, we're going to talk about topics that could be like the moon landing, could be 9/11, could be the jabby jabs, could be any sort of topic that seems a little bit interesting that they don't usually want us to talk about. I don't get an opportunity to talk about it on Tinfoil Tales, but we will talk about it here. Ed and I did a show on Patreon called Crinkled Conspiracies, and we cannot call the show Crinkled Conspiracies because for some reason the algorithms or the AI or whatever you want to call it does not like that word. So if you have that in your name, 90% of the time, you will not be shown or recommended just because they kind of bury that type of stuff because it doesn't fit the agenda of the designers and the people in charge of the companies. So those types of shows don't do very well on the old tube. But that is why we are now called Seems Sus.
December 19th. Sorry.
So December 19th is when we're supposed to, what, die?
It's supposed to be the closest to Earth.
Okay, so is that when they're going to send the death laser and wipe us out?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, next Thursday, we will be back, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube. And we'll probably do one on the following week, and then we're going to take a couple weeks off because of Christmas and New Year's. And then we'll be back sometime in January. So if you are listening on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify, appreciate you guys. Make sure to check us out live on YouTube. But on that note, thanks to Ed. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.